Keone Pearson. He sure does look good, doesn't he? In this front double bicep pose, one of the best of all time. I have a very interesting request from one of you fellers. You want to see Keone Pearson versus everybody in this front double bicep pose. As you probably know, that's impossible. I'm going to do my best though. But before we do, compare Keon with everybody, which is just ridiculous. Let's take a look at this guy and his history as a competitive bodybuilder. This is Keon way back when, 2017. Wow. Just pure natural genetics and dare I say, yes, beauty in the physique. He worked his way up to fourth best in the world. By 2019, he got fourth at the Olympia in the men's classic physique division. That's right, for those of you who didn't realize, he was classic. Most do. 2020, he went up to the 212 division. Well, he went over. He went over to the 212 division. I guess if he's a success in the division, it's going up. So yeah, 2020, won the Chicago Pro. By 2022, he was getting sixth at the Olympia. Well, not better than his fourth in the Classic, but not bad nonetheless. And of course, guys and gals, he reached the top of the mountain, the pinnacle of the 212 division, 2023. And that's what we're going to look at today. We're going to look at this front double bicep pose versus everybody. But who's everybody? Where do we begin? Right off the top of my head, why not John De La Rosa? He is the most recent pro show winner. He's going to the Olympia. Could Keone Pearson take him out in this front double bicep pose? This is also lending some credibility to Keone Pearson going up to the open class. Looks like he's defeating John De La Rosa. John, not very big for an open class guy. I mean, he's a big dude. These guys are all big dudes, but Keon's surprisingly tall, rangy, things of that nature. Much better midsection. Could have a better set of arms as well as John De La Rosa. So yeah, he can beat a pro show winner. Can he beat this big newcomer? Vitaly Yugolnikov. A good Vito, huh? Well, they're very similar. Midsections, things of that nature. You gotta think. If Keon went up to the open class, his physique would be reminiscent, I think, of this Vitaly Yugolnikov, because from what I know, the guys that go from 212 to open, their legs grow the most. They're wheels. So imagine Keon. Telling you right now, might be a wise decision. Who do we got next? Oh my goodness. You're really giving poor Keon all of the top guys here. We have Brandon Curry, Mr. Olympia himself. A guy that was once urged by Bob Ciccarello, or suggested, I should say. Sorry, Bob. That Brandon should go to the 212 division before he went on to obviously win the Olympia title. Isn't that funny? Interesting. Well, Keone Pearson, similar in the way that they are both aesthetically pleasing, but an apples versus oranges, if you ask me. It's quite a vacuum pose. And ribcage expansion, definitely beating Brandon on that aspect. Wheels could be too. Brandon has some of the best arms in the IFBB. But enough with those tough opponents. Let's give him somebody like Dave Palumbo to show the difference of somebody with a Victorian waistline and somebody with full-blown Palumboism. Obviously, Dave Palumbo was the inventor of Palumboism. So, interesting. I'm sorry. I actually love Dave Palumbo. He's awesome. Go to a 212 division competitor to make this fair, would you? I mean, this is a 212 thus far versus open class competitors, but here, as you can plainly see, Keone Pearson destroys maybe the best 212 division champion of all time in Flex James Lewis. You tell me, even you Flexites, you think that Flex Lewis is beating Keone Pearson in this front double bicep? I do not. What about a former 212 guy? Derek Lunsford, the open class Mr. Olympia champion. Now, this is what I think, or this is how Keon would evolve. Maybe he'd turn into Derek Lunsford. Am I even judging these? I did a matchup between these guys. Pretty sure I was on the fence when it comes to this front double bicep pose between these two dudes. Very, very similar in the torso heaps. Ooh, Hattie Chupon. We're not. This is not an easy run for Keone Pearson. Obviously, Hattie. I mean, he's even next level up from Derek Lunsford, I would suggest. Look at this. But of course, he is a 212 division guy that went up to the open. So just imagine Keon, he has the same type of structure, things of that nature, as your Hatties and even Derek. So that's exciting for the future. Is Keon beating these guys in the front double? Well, you tell me. You tell me. You got a guy like Andrew Jacked. Structurally speaking, nobody's beating him. But bodybuilding wise, arm length, vacuum pose, it is an actual debate who's winning between Keone Pearson and maybe the best in the IFBB currently to hit this shot. Well, there's Michael Krizo. And I know sizing is a bit of an issue, but I'm telling you right now, guys, Keon stands tall in that 212 division, and whenever I see a guy, any of them, Tony O'Burton, things of that nature, they go to the open, it's like, oh, hold on a second, these guys are not little fellers. These guys are big dudes. And he holds his own. Look at Michael Krizo, even in this shot, he's going, a boof, a boof. He wears a t-shirt that says, well, F-word, cardio. And then he's out there, a boof, a boof. We're all thinking he needs some cardio. I'm just joking, Krizo. But get some cardio in. Now, what about some legends of the sport, like Bertil Fox? All those other guys were current competitors. Bertil Fox, back in the day, he was a big Hostetler stud, but compared to a Keone Pearson, he does not look that big. I'm sure you guys are thinking, but Mark's Max Muscle, you have gone and missized it. Bertil Fox was not that tall. He had some big guns, things of that nature, but I don't know if he was known as a mass monster in today's lineups. He's probably only like 220, 230 maybe. Even Lee Haney here, 1987, even Lee Haney was maybe 250 pounds, and he was almost 6 feet tall, so they weren't that big. Keone Pearson more than holding his own against the great Lee Haney, a Mr. Olympia champion. I mean, go down the line. Go ahead. Put Flex Wheeler up there. Flex Wheeler is a Lee Haney with better arms, but not as good as a torso heap. You guys notice that? Keon still, it doesn't matter who you put up against him, still beating them in the vacuum pose, the V-taper. Oh, Jay Cutler 2001. That is an interesting challenge. And I think here they have similar aesthetics. They're both very complete in this shot. Nice freaky peaky biceps. But it's a situation where it's just overwhelming size. Jay's just almost as good lines, things of that nature, and way, way bigger. Look at how much bigger Jay's calves are. Of course, his waist is wider, so Keon gets away with that. And Jay, he would not be able to get away with that. Could you imagine Jay Cutler with Keone Pearson's calves? That is hilarious. Now, just for a second, could you imagine Jay Cutler with Keone Pearson's calves and Big Lenny's girth? Oh! Wow, looks like he's going to tip over. Now, just hear me out. Just one more change here. Could you imagine Jay Cutler with Keone Pearson's calves, Big Lenny's girth, and two of Dorian Yates' gnarled up old arms from 97. The old 97 gnarled up arm. That's double time, too. That looks like it hurts. That physique looks like it hurts. And Keone Pearson's beating Jay Cutler in this comparison anyway. Those are two of the torn, gnarled up arms of Dorian. Neither one of his good ones, so I had to double time it. Back to a serious bodybuilder here. Kai Green. Kai Green. Why not Kai Green? I don't know, Max Muscle. Why Kai Green? It was kind of a rhetorical question. Well, because he's one of the best set of arms in this shot, I think, in bodybuilding history. Beating Keon in that aspect, but like everybody else, not beating Keon in the midsection. I think only one man could really match Keon structurally in this shot, as you can see here. Sean Ray. I think this is from 98, Sean Ray. Look at the vacuum pose. Very similar. Keep in mind, Sean Ray was battling the likes of much larger opponents and still placing second at the Olympia level. So Keone Pearson, he could be a modern-day Sean Ray if he chooses to go to open. Of course, 212, if that were an option back in the day, maybe Sean Ray would have went there. Who knows? Who knows? Oh, we had to do it, eh? That's such a Canadian thing to say. Old King Coleman, old King Cole, had a very hairy head back when he was younger, but he shaved it bald. Yeah, buddy. Ding, ding. Yeah, of course, guys. Big Ronnie Coleman, he beats everybody in this shot, even Keone Pearson. But Keon still beating him in the midsection. Is he not? I think so. Yes, we're winding down to an end. Sergio Oliva. End off with a nice legend. That's the best way to do it. Midsection for lat ratio. When it comes to that, Sergio Oliva, Keone Pearson, they are in a group of their own. I mean, not too many bodybuilders have this dream-like structure. Unbelievable. This man, or these men, are unbelievable. Keone Pearson, reminiscent of the late, great Sergio Oliva. And that about does it, guys. And I can hear you guys. So you guys are saying something. But Max Muscle, you didn't put who? Schwarzenpepper. Who's that? Oh, I don't know. Oh, yes. The Austrian Oak. You are going to exclude me, Max Muscle, just because I said that thing about your freedom. Well, people take that serious, Arnold. So you're going to have to put in a little bit more time of public hatred, a few more years, and then maybe they'll forgive you for it, but I don't know. You Americans take your freedom seriously, as you should. So Arnold, you got some work to do, buddy boy. You screwdriver, please. I got to fix some stuff. Yes, that's right. You need a screwdriver to fix some stuff, Arnold. Hit thumbs up on the video. Love and appreciate all your guys' comments, requests, things of that nature as well. Keone Pearson, you're the man. You the man, Keon. You the man. Have a nice one.